The way we say things and the words we choose can have a big impact on our audience. Look at these two examples. The language used in the first example is complicated, meaningless, and not very inspiring in comparison to President Kennedy's language. So, our job as presenters is to make our messages as easy to understand as possible. We're not there to impress people with fancy words or to tax their brains with complicated phrases. Presenters who do that are boring and tedious to listen to. And the more technical or complicated your topic is, the simpler your words should be to make it easier to understand and remember. So, here are two techniques you can use to make your message simpler and more memorable. The first is using simple words, and the second is creating catchy phrases. Let's start with how to use simple words. To illustrate this, take a look at these two example quotes from Steve Jobs and Bill Gates in the same year at different conferences. Now you can tell that Steve Jobs' quote is much clearer because it uses smaller, less complex words and sentence structures. And if you want to check your own language, there is a tool that you can use. It's called the Flesch-Kincaid Reading Ease tool. It was originally designed by the US military to assess the readability of their own manuals and forms, but it can be used to assess spoken language just as well. The tool measures and scores two things: the reading ease based on the number of words and syllables, and the school grade level required to comprehend the sentences. The combination of these two scores tells you how easy it is to understand the language you're using. So the reading ease score is out of 100, and so a higher score is easier to comprehend, and the grade level score is better if it's lower. So if it's 12th grade level, it's probably too complex, but a 6th grade level would actually be easy and pleasurable to listen to. So, let's see how Steve Jobs and Bill Gates did on their language scores. You can see that by using simple words and sentences, Steve Jobs scores much better than Bill Gates, who got 37 out of 100 on words and syllables and was speaking to an almost college level of education. That's hard work to listen to in a presentation. So you can try this tool for yourself. The good news is that it's built right into Microsoft Word. You can switch it on by going to Tools, Options, Spelling and Grammar, and then checking the box that says Readability Statistics. Then when you do a spelling or grammar check, the readability stats will be displayed at the end. You can also highlight just one paragraph and check it to get the stats or the scores on that paragraph. Using simple words make it easier and more satisfying experience for your audience, and it also ensures that your message is understood and is much more memorable. And it will differentiate you from the many other presenters out there who are making it way too hard for their audience to understand and remember their messages. Now, the second technique you can use is to create catchy phrases. Catchy phrases are phrases that are fun and inspiring, easily understood, and memorable. Here are some examples. I still remember a great phrase that a great Australian speaker, Amanda Gore, used many years ago. She was explaining how you can tell whether your diet is healthy or unhealthy. She said, when you look in the toilet bowl, you'll either see fluffy floaties or stinky sinkies. Well, no guesses for which was the unhealthy diet. But this is a really good example that's fun, easily understood, and memorable. And I still remember it years later, so that's a catchy phrase. Now, here are some others. All of them are fun, easily understood, and memorable. If you want to create these for yourself, there are some language tools you can choose. They are alliteration, which is using words that ring because the first letter of each word is the same. Unique and simple words is a great technique. Superlatives, which are things that convey the highest quality. User experience, which show what it will be like to use it or have it. Rhyme or rhythm. And analogies, where we're saying something is like something else. So don't forget to leverage your language. Go ahead and try simple words and catchy phrases to make your presentations fun, easily understood and memorable. Go ahead and try it now.